All right, well, good Tuesday morning. It is 9:56 in the morning, and we are looking for a couple of loads. We have to find a partial for the owner-operator, Brandon, and then we have to find a load. He's empty for the new owner-operator, literally started today on Tuesday, and we have to find him a load. We got to start booking him loads for, that's Kevin. Hey man, I just want to check in and see if that 2021 Ram 3500 is the oil change done on it?
Yeah, I believe it is.
It's done?
Alright, so we're back at Firestone. I'm literally walking around with my computer like this everywhere, trying to book loads for these owner-operators. Oh my goodness, it's a slow freight day. But I can see the Dodge right over there. So let's go grab this this truck and jump in it.
Hey, Kevin. Show me your truck and trailer. Give me like a walk around. Oh, nice. You got a single wheel long bed.
Yep.
A straight deck, 40 foot, 14 GN, huh?
Yep. He already put mud flaps on it, so that's
good.
Yes.
That's good. Very, very nice. Hey, we got the paperwork. Did you dispatch him?
I'm doing it right now.
What's really crazy though about Kevin is somehow he reached out. He was like, Alex, I don't have a truck or trailer, and I was wondering if you could help me get something in. And I, just to be honest, I kind of just threw him off. I was like, yeah, sure, okay, cool, whatever, And then I stopped talking to him. But then he's like, texted me, hey, Alex, what about this trailer? What about this trailer? What about this trailer? And I kept telling him, no, that trailer sucks, or this trailer is better. But then what happened was somebody bought a trailer, a 14 GN. The guy's name was Chris. And Chris reached out to me and said, hey, Alex, I bought this new trailer. I was thinking I was going to go hot shot, but change of plans. I'm not going to go hot shot. And since I've been watching your videos and I got into it because of you, I wanted to sell it to you to give you the first crack at it. And I was actually thinking about buying Chris's trailer, but then it hit me. I'm like, hold on. Kevin wants to become an owner-operator, and so we ended up reaching out to Enterprise. Enterprise says they just got a lease return at like 16,000 miles, and then that's when I talked to Chris, and it hit, and I'm like, dude, let's have Kevin buy that trailer. So somehow Kevin got lucky, and it worked out. He was able to become an owner-operator in like a few weeks, just out of the blue, and that just goes to show you can get lucky in the business. And so I'm super pumped. So he picked it up in Pocatello, Idaho, and I'm super pumped that I was able to book him a load. I totally forgot to turn on the camera during the phone call, so that's my mistake. But it's a $3,700 going all the way out to Pennsylvania. Pick up in Casper, Wyoming, go out to Pennsylvania with deadhead from Pocatello. It's like $180, so it's not bad. But I think it's only 2,000 pounds. It's a hot shot load, has to be delivered ASAP. So a real hot shot doing a real hot shot load. So that's exciting. Hold on, say it again. What was it called?
It's called the Truck Board.
Okay, the truck board.
Truck Board on the App Store.
And what is it, like a load board? Okay.
So it's a reversal of a load board. It's a truck board.
Right. So, and that's what I was saying. You have three issues, So issue number one is volume, like how many loads are you going to have. Issue number two is you're trying to tell the brokers to do more work, right? Because essentially that's what you're doing. You're telling the broker, hey, go do more work on finding a truck, when instead they could just post it to a load board and get a bunch and have the truckers come to them. And then number three, it's like now you're also having to find brokers and truckers. And so, dude, you have an uphill battle. It's a good idea.
All right, well, it's like 6 o'clock in the evening, early or late afternoon. I don't know, it's 6 p.m. almost, so I've been dispatching for the last 3 hours, 4 hours, making a ton of phone calls. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what happened in the last week, but there's just no volume, okay? And when I say no volume, I mean there's very few loads to choose from. And so you end up just trying to piece together other partials. Today on the agenda, we got this wonderful, amazing pile of junk dovetail that I've complained in other videos about before. And we have these two amazing, really expensive torsion axles. And so I called a couple of shops yesterday and asked them, hey, can you get me in real quick so I could swap it out? So you guys could cut it off and weld on the new ones. They said, bring it by, we'll get it done this weekend. The way they do it is they weld just this plate, this angle right here. Right. They weld it on the front, on the sides, on this side, and then whenever you bend an axle or damage something, you just unscrew these bolts and you can replace the whole axle. So this is super easy to repair and fix once they're on, So you just got to make sure that this bracket is welded very straight. There's no way. There's no way.
No, not this.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. Looks like we're at Trailer Doctor or something like that. Let's go talk to them.
8 to 10 hours to do that.
8 to 10 hours?
Yeah, I mean, I
Okay.
would probably charge you 6 hours.
Okay.
6 hours to do that job.
Okay. And what's the labor rate?
All right, well, good Thursday morning. And I'm still figuring out, by the way, these like weekly vlogs of me trying to build my business. And, you know, obviously the first goal is to hit 1 million this year, which we're doing great. But the second goal I think is going to be to do 2 or 3 million next year, which is going to be interesting. So that's the whole point of these vlogs, by the way. We're trying to grow my hot shop business into something really big. Good morning.
Hey, I think it might be something wrong with the trailer brakes.
I don't know, Global's there.
Hey, calling about in Miami, Florida to Randolph, Massachusetts.
What's your MC?
100-9060.
I need a carrier that's set up for this one.
Okay, Paramount?
We're not set up.
We're not set up?
Yeah.
All right.
Not set up. Yeah.
No worries, thank you.
Thanks.
Yo, what up?
Good morning. How you doing?
Morning, Sam. Good. How are you?
Good. Was the load I booked yesterday with TQL? I think they gave it to someone else.
Well, so Manny is going to pick up the load in Colorado, and he's going to bring it to Oklahoma, and Daniel's going to take it to North Carolina. So
Okay.
Manny needs to be home for the weekend, and then Monday we'll be looking for a load for Manny.
All right. So what's the plan? Clean up the shop, make it nice and tidy up in here, and then I think we might have to run some errands to the not errands, but we might have to go pick up because Daniel texted. He said he doesn't have a bottle jack, he doesn't have an impact. So, but he'll take it from Manny, so he'll be on the road good, and then Manny will be here like tomorrow. So we'll just have to make sure we have an impact. We'll have to make sure we have a bottle jack that we can throw in his truck when he gets back.
Okay.
All right, and then tomorrow hopefully that trailer's done, so we'll be able to grab the trailer, stuff like that. But in the meantime, what? Just tidy up the shop, and then we'll go. Right. Oh, I'm gonna be working in the office all day, so let me know if you need me. All right. Thanks, Dylan. Now, while we're doing all this dispatching and making all these phone calls, you might be wondering, Alex, what phone system are you using? I'm using Verizon One Talk, and the reason is actually a couple of reasons. But number one is you don't actually have to have an account with like for each user with Verizon One Talk. You just tell the person to download the app, and they download it. Then they try to type in their number, and it sends you a 2-step verification email. You type in the code, and it's done. So you don't have to make a login for each user. You don't have to make an account, none of that. So it's super easy to grow really quickly. The other thing is apps, actually. They have an app for Mac. They have an app for iPhone. They have an app for Android. They have an app for Windows. So it's like all these apps, you can log into multiple devices, and then whenever somebody clicks your extension, they'll ring on all your devices that you're logged in with that number. The other benefit of One Talk, which seems really common, but Google Voice didn't do, is when I have my dispatchers make a call, I want the caller ID to show my office phone number, because on my office phone number, when a broker calls them back, I have the routing, press 1 for this dispatcher, press 2 for dispatcher. So when a broker calls me back, I want him to call the office phone number back so his call can be routed correctly. And you'd be surprised how some phone systems don't have that. It's kind of unbelievable. Hey, Dave, Cincinnati, Ohio to Bangor, Maine?
Yes, pick it up to deliver tomorrow.
Okay, is there any option for not a team?
If you are on crystal meth and have paper logs, I don't care. Just gotta deliver tomorrow.
Okay, so no options for no team. All right, dispatched all day today. Brutal. Brutal. Booked one load, probably made like 150 phone calls. It's ridiculous. But covered my guy Kevin, so that's good. So tomorrow we're just gonna have to look for a partial for Brandon, because he's in Louisiana, and tomorrow that trailer is gonna be ready, because that's what he said. He said, remember the trailer that we dropped off 2 days ago now, that torsion, or the leaf spring to torsion conversion. So I'm excited to pick up the trailer though. That's cool. That's gonna be cool. right, so here we are at the trailer. I think I like it. I think I like it a lot. As you see in the nice shots that they didn't even cut off the leaf spring brackets, which is what I told them to like save money and expedite the process, because the leaf spring brackets are actually not in the way of the other brackets. So, but like, you know, upon first taking a look, it looks good. I'm excited. The most I think I'm excited about is the ride height. Because we didn't cut off the extra C channel, which my other trailers do not have, it rides a little bit higher. So I'm hoping that'll help with the dovetail scraping a lot. And it'll help with, the other thing is it'll be easier to change your spare tire. Like if you have a blowout, it'll be easier to change the spare tire, because what happens is the tire gets stuck on this when you try to take it out. So all things considered, 1,300 bucks later, you know, not bad at all. So we got the dually right here. Let's connect it. Now, you also might be wondering, Alex, well, how much did all this cost? So the axles were almost $3 grand. This was about 1,300 bucks. So you figure $4,000 and you can convert your trailer from leaf spring to torsion. You figure maybe you buy a used Big Tex trailer or something like that for, let's say, 10, 11, 12 grand. And this all costs about 4 grand. So a new torsion axle trailer right now is about 16 grand. So I think I got this one for 10. And so if I'm in it for 14, technically it's $2,000 cheaper than if I were to buy a new one. But that's not the important part. The important part is at least I have a 40-footer right now. You know, at least I have a trailer. I'm still waiting for all those torsion axle trailers that I ordered, so they're not even available yet. All right, we're back, and let me tell you, they did a great job. That trailer was pulling really straight. Everything was doing really well, so I'm really pumped about how good of a job they did. But I did talk to Dylan. He's gonna come in, and the new axles are always oil bath, and so we gotta switch oil to grease. And so Dylan's gonna do that, and he was supposed to come in, but he's having a little bit of car troubles. So let's go pick him up real fast, bring him back over here so we can get to work on servicing that trailer. Dylan, I'm your Uber. Really fast. So 2 things. First, we're gonna put the center console back in. You see that? Yeah. But you have to unscrew the passenger side chair, because the center console goes under the passenger side. Okay. So to lift it up, you gotta, you know what I mean? So you gotta unscrew the passenger side chair and then put the center console back in. I took it out thinking my drivers would be easier for them to climb in, but they didn't like it because there's no armrest. So, yeah. And then you can look under here. Dude, I was just looking at it earlier. I think they did a good job, all things considered. But yeah, you can see their oil, you know, so okay. Just a quick grease to oil conversion, and we should be good. There should be plenty of seals in there. All right, now while Dylan's doing that, I'm gonna work on my website a little bit. I wanna tweak some things on how it works to make it easier for the drivers to do that. So super boring, no montages, no whatnot. I just gotta grind out like 2 hours organizing my Airtable and whatnot. So I'm gonna get to work, but we're waiting for the other driver to come in, so we'll probably take a break then. All right, so we dropped off Dylan. He did the service on that trailer. So right now we are just, when I say we, I mean me and the driver, and we're just gonna, I wanna fix this board. It was curved up really bad. I did the wheels. I got rid of the 19.5s, like I mentioned. And this load, they said it doesn't need a tarp, but they said, well, if it's maybe gonna rain or something, might be a good idea to tarp. So I wanna do right by the customer, tarp it regardless, even if it doesn't rain. But first things first, screw in this board, and then this driver will be ready to hit the road. Well, the sun's going down, and of course Alex is still working. Got done with the tarp job, prepping this truck, or this load for the driver, Manny. What happened was, one of the drivers, he has some family emergencies, so unfortunately he couldn't take this load, which is what we originally planned. So looks like Manny, the guy that brought it from Colorado to Texas, will be the one taking it out to Tennessee and North Carolina. That's where it's going. So I finished up all the maintenance stuff with the trucks, and so now both trucks are almost ready. There's still a couple more things to do, but we're on our way to the airport right now to pick up this the new driver. And I want to mention a couple things. First of all, without the jobs functionality on my website, where I post and many other companies can post a job who they're looking for, there's no way I would have found a driver in one day. Think about it. My driver said he couldn't do the job yesterday,
And at 6 p.m., you know, late in the evening or early evening, late afternoon, I started making some calls on some of the drivers that applied. And literally the next day, today's Sunday, I have a driver flying in to start work tomorrow. Like, that's how fast I was able to get somebody in the truck. And that's so exciting to me, because it's like, first of all, that means the website actually works. So companies are posting jobs. That means people are going to work, and that's exciting. But second of all, I do want to mention that is, guys, this is no joke. The previous driver, it wasn't like he couldn't do the job. It wasn't like he was excited about the job. He had some family disagreements, and you know, your family has to be on board with you hotshotting. It really does. So make sure everybody is on the same page. Your spouse is going to be holding down the fort essentially when you're on the road. So if your family is not on the same page while you're on the road, it could cause a lot of problems. So just make sure everybody is in agreement before you make the decision to hit the road, whether it be in an owner operator or a driver position. But let's grab this ticket and grab the driver.
All right, man. Nice to meet you. Good, jump in.